All right, this is part 3 of the Fox Mustang T-Tap conversion. I'm going to tell you how to do the doors, and I've got one of them done. So I'll show you what I did. So I pulled the guts out of a T-Tap door, and I pulled the glass out, and I can verify that the glass is different. The T-Tap glass is longer at the bottom. It's the same dimensions all the way around, but it is longer at the bottom. It mounts a little bit differently too. See, so with the T-Tap glass, you've got instead of 2 mounting points, you got 3 where this mechanism mounts here. You got a rivet there, rivet up here, and a rivet down below. You also have got, in the T-Tap glass, you've got, let's see if I can show you here, in the front and the back, there's those little stops right there. And what those stops do is hold the glass steady when it's all the way up. So we'll put the glass all the way up here. And if you see here, the glass has got some front to back wobble in it. So what you have to do is where those white stops are riveted on the front and the back, there's these adjustable stops that get installed in the inside of the door right above that white spot, or that white stop, and you can see where it adjusts up and down to give the glass front to back tilt. So that you have to drill a couple holes here, measure it off the other doors, or you could probably wing it if you measure it, but drill a couple holes there and install the stop, and the other one gets installed in the inside, right about in this location here. So the doors were a little bit easier than I thought. To make the cuts, well, maybe I'll show you on the door then. I'm going to start on next. Alright, it's easiest to pull all of the weather strip off, so your inner and outer dew wipes. And then the back frame gets cut flush with the door on the bottom. And then in the front part here, right where this bend is here, right where the bend is, it's straight across. Just level it and it's straight across. And to be honest with you, you don't have to be perfect, again, because there is a cap that goes over it to cover it up. And this cap just basically hides the cut edges. It pops down over top of it, and then there's double stick tape and one rivet that holds it on there. So to get the glass out, you have got 2 bolts here, or let's see, you got 2 fastening points, one here and then one at the bottom. So you undo the nuts and this bar is in there. And I made the mistake the first time there's the one that came out of the regular door. I drilled out the rivets. I thought that's how it had to be done, and then take the glass out. But the easiest thing to do is, once you get these nuts off the bottom and off the top here, you can finagle it so that this bar will slide out right here. It'll slide out of this thing right here. It'll pop right out, and it'll leave the window loose. Then you can kind of finagle it around so that the regulator pulls out of this channel here, and at that point the window is loose inside the door. And once you pull the inner and outer dew wipes off, you have enough room where you can kind of spread this to get this whole piece, the window with this whole piece in there, down into here. And then all you got to do is just pretty much the reverse of it, is to put this bar back in there and kind of line up the regulator with the channel here. It was actually a lot easier than I thought. It only took me probably about 5-10 minutes to do it. And that's your adjustment here. You loosen this up, this bar will adjust front to back. There's an adjustment here for the window channels, and you remember the stop adjustments. I haven't put in the stops yet. And there's an adjustment here so that the glass can adjust in and out. So I'm waiting on the weather stripping, and other than that, I mean, just painting the cut edges. This door is converted with T-Tap glass, and it just shuts, and it's supposed to tuck right in there. I gotta make an adjustment there, but so it just tucks right in there. So the glass is different. So that's basically, I think that's basically it for the doors. I'm just waiting for the weather stripping to get everything else all put together. I gotta get the trim caps back on these front and these back pieces here that hold the felt strips. So I'll show you how to do that, because there's a little bit of a trick to it. They kind of clip into the back and fold over the front, and there's rivets that go in there. And one of the mistakes I see people doing is to try to pry up on the back of these with a screwdriver to pop these things off, but it just messes up the pieces. So there's a little bit of a trick to that, which I think I can show you when I start tackling the weather strip. So I can pop the mirrors back in and everything and get it in there and do my final adjustments, but I just got to wait for the weather strip to do that. So that's about it for the door. Actually, it was a lot easier than I thought. Like I said, the glass is different. I did verify that. So I think you can use T-top glass in a regular car, but you can't use regular car glass in a T-top door, is what it looks like. So any other questions? Let me know.